Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited, B2 strike team hits 3 Iranian targets. Feds clarify stance on banning 100 LL. Van Nuys puts off landing fee proposal. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. B2 strike team hits 3 Iranian targets. A team of U.S. Air Force B2 Spirit stealth bombers was responsible for a 3-target airstrike in Iran on June 21st. The strikes, which hit several nuclear sites, marked the United States' first direct military involvement in the growing Iran-Israel conflict. The mission aimed to take out 3 nuclear-related targets, including the deeply burrowed Fordow facility. The weapon of choice? The 30,000-pound GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, justly known as the Bunker Buster. The strike was confirmed by President Donald Trump, who took to social media shortly afterward to celebrate the operation. Quote, "All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordow. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There's not another military in the world that could have done this," end quote. Along Fordow, the U.S. also targeted Natanz and Esfahan, both key sites in Iran's nuclear infrastructure. Fordow sits under 300 feet of rock and reinforced concrete, making it a tough nut to crack without something like a B-2. This is the only aircraft capable of carrying and deploying such a massive bomb, and it makes it even more impressive that a B-2 can deliver 2 at a time. After the break, pilots' attempt to dodge a turtle resulted in a fatal crash.
It's time to upgrade your power plant to the first FAA-certified clean sheet engine design in over 60 years. Delta Hawk's jet fuel-powered liquid-cooled turbocharged engine produces turbine performance at 40% better fuel efficiency of typical reciprocating engines, while also achieving exceptional reliability and significant reduction in cost of ownership. Reserve your engine package today at deltahawk.com.
I'm currently using the Hartzell Talon, by far the best aerobatic propeller ever come out.
I use the Trailblazer. It adds performance to the Super Decathlon and dependability, and it's rugged.
Hartzell's been an excellent partner for Whip Air, just in terms of your product support as well as keeping an eye on the market and developing new products that meet demand.
It's helping us all have better performing airplanes.
It's such a proud honor to fly behind that propeller.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. Pilot's attempt to dodge a turtle resulted in a fatal crash. An initial NTSB probe has revealed that the pilot involved in a deadly North Carolina plane crash may have been attempting to avoid a turtle on the runway during his landing attempt. 2 were killed and another sustained serious injuries in the accident. On June 3rd at around 11:45, a Stinson 108 touched down on runway 2 at Sugar Valley Airport near Farmington, North Carolina. The aircraft landed about 1,400 feet down the 2,424-foot runway, briefly took off again, and then witnesses observed the plane become unstable, with its wings rocking side to side before it climbed briefly and disappeared from view. Ara Arrow opens Daytona Beach assembly and delivery hangar. Ara Arrow, a French manufacturer of hybrid electric aircraft, announced the completion of the first phase of its U.S. build-out with the opening of a 10,000-square-foot hangar on the Embry-Riddle Research Park campus. The hangar will be outfitted with the equipment to assemble and deliver Ara Arrow's integral 2-seat trainer aircraft. Ara Arrow will begin the rollout of aircraft with its Integral R, which is already certified in Europe and is on the FAA's fast-track process for certification in the U.S. FAA cites overlapping outages for concerning ATC failure. On May 12, pilots flying into Denver International Airport briefly experienced every aviator's least favorite scenario: radio silence from ATC. According to the FAA, the 90-second communications failure was caused by, quote, overlapping outages to radio transmitters and circuits at the Denver ARTCC. The FAA says that, despite the glitch, all aircraft remain safely separated. Controllers quickly pivoted to emergency communication channels, and operations continued without a reported incident. Local reports initially suggested some pilots were out of contact for up to 6 minutes. Airways Aviation signs LOI for 16 Elixir trainers. Elixir Aircraft announced at the 55th Paris Air Show that UAE-based Airways Aviation has signed a letter of intent to acquire 16 of the 4th-gen Elixir training aircraft, bringing enhanced safety and improved versatility to its fleet with its lightweight structure, low operating costs, and lower fuel consumption. The aircraft will be deployed throughout Airways Aviation's international network of training facilities that span 11 countries on 4 continents. That's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. Feds clarify stance on banning 100 LL. In case there was any lingering ambiguity, the FAA has now made it crystal clear. Federally funded airports cannot restrict access to 100-octane low-lead avgas. Unless, of course, they'd rather violate federal law and potentially pay $5,000 per day in penalties. The clarification comes in the form of a Q&A released by the FAA's Office of Airports. It interprets Section 770 of the FAA Reauthorization Act of 2024, which granted Grant Assurance 40, a requirement that prohibits airports from banning or limiting the availability of 100 LL until an FAA-approved, industry-accepted unleaded replacement fuel is both available and authorized for all aircraft. Despite all the discussion, no such fuel currently exists. Until that changes, 100 LL remains the only game in town. The Q&A also outlines what airports cannot do, including quietly revising rules, fees, or lease terms in ways that make it harder to access or sell 100 LL. Even attempts to restrict self-fueling or impose local codes designed to discourage its use are off limits. All of it counts as non-compliance under Grant Assurance 40. So for now, if your airport sold 100 LL in 2022 and took federal dollars, your options are limited. Until an approved unleaded replacement exists, 100 LL stays. After these messages, Van Nuys puts off landing fee proposal.
Looking for a new generation of proven and efficient aviation power plants that boast modern engineering, electronic ignition, and both direct and gear drive systems? With 100 horsepower to 240 horsepower, the Skyline and Redline engines offer uncommon value in an overpriced industry. Whether you are looking for fixed wing or rotor, MW Fly Americas has been established to service the American market with dedication and expertise. MWFlyAmericas.com.
Meet the first of a new generation of the M-Class family. The M700 Fury. An aircraft worthy of the name, an indomitable force. The M700 Fury transcends traditional limits with more power, blistering performance, a finely appointed interior, and the luxury of what matters most. Time. Experience the Fury. Join the legacy.
Direct Fly USA proudly introduces the new Alto NG, a single-engine, 2-seat light sport aircraft for the North American market. This simple, all-metal aircraft design provides low maintenance cost, easy, comfortable access, and responsive flight controls. Equipped with a Rotax 912 engine and a ballistic parachute, the Alto NG is reliable and safe. Learn more about the Alto NG at directflyusa.com.
Welcome back. Van Nuys puts off landing fee proposal. Landing fee insanity almost strikes again. In a move that surely disappointed no part of GA, the Los Angeles World Airports Board of Airport Commissioners voted on June 5th to postpone a decision on proposed landing fees at Van Nuys Airport. The proposed fee, $9.65 per 1,000 pounds, would have ranked among the highest in the country for general aviation. The delay trails organized pushback from a coalition of aviation advocates, including the California Pilots Association, the NBAA, NATA, the Van Nuys Airport Association, and others. Their concerns range from a lack of financial transparency and unclear methodology to potential FAA compliance issues. Van Nuys is one of the busiest GA airports in the U.S., with over 330,000 operations in 2024. It's also home to more than 200 aviation businesses. Currently, VNY charges only a fuel flowage fee and relies on subsidies from Los Angeles International Airport to cover airfield costs. The proposed landing fee would apply to visiting aircraft, but would exempt military, government, medical, and home-based aircraft that do not operate Part 135 flights. While LAWA cited new administrative tools as the reason it could now implement a landing fee, critics noted the rollout lacked the kind of detailed budgeting and justification that typically make such proposals easier to digest. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.